What's going on, everybody? It is me, Joe Duncan, and of course, this is JDTV. Listen, in 1982, they were brand new on the music scene. But now, 20 years into the new millennium, the members of the group New Edition are considered R&B legends. And while the group may be on a hiatus right now, its lead singer, Ralph Tresvant, is not. In fact, he's taking center stage, and he's doing it all alone, and he's got a brand new single out, All Mine, and we're talking all about it today on JDTV. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Sensitivity himself, the one and only Mr. Ralph Tresvant. Hello, sir.
How's it going, Joe Duncan?
Man, I cannot complain. I cannot complain. It is going very well for me. I hope it is for you.
I'm doing great, man. You looking great, man. You glowing over there, chocolate skin, teeth glistening. You looking beautiful, man.
Hey, I get it from my mama, man.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it, bro. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you. Well, listen, we're going to hop right into it. Now, listen, this new single, All Mine, is getting all of this crazy attention. I mean, radio loves it. Everyone else loves it. 30 years since the very first solo project. How does it feel to be relaunching and reigniting Ralph Tresvant, the solo artist?
You know, it feels real good because, just like you said, all of the love and all the success that it's been having so far, it's just been warming, man. It's heartwarming to just see after all this time, people still appreciating what I do. It's just one of those things where you never know, you drop something and you hope that people like it, and to see the response that it's been getting. I'm just on cloud 9 right now, man. I'm enjoying every bit of it.
Does it make you feel like, hey, I should have done this 7 years ago?
Yeah, it's to a degree, but you never know. It's about having the right team, the right record, the timing has to be right in the game, and I think that some of the absence probably lent a lot toward
success of it.
You see something again from me and just, accepting it the way they have because it's been so long. Just to see it working is, again, it's a blessing, man, to see it still going out there, and I still got the ability to draw some people to my craft and what I do. It's never, like I said, you never know, man. So when we was in the studio, I felt like we had something, but until the people speak, you never know. So it's been a blessing.
Well, it seems like the stars are definitely lining up for you. Now, on this record, there is a familiar voice in the background somewhere. It is your brother, Johnny Gill. And this is not the first time you've collaborated. You guys worked together on one of his records called Perfect.
Yeah.
The two of you seem to be a perfect combination. Do you feel that way? You guys kind of really blend well together, work well together. How's the working relationship?
Absolutely, man. Ever since the days when we first got together with the Heartbreak album with New Edition, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis kind of merged our styles and our textures together in this way that we could feel it back then. And when we do it right, we bring in these two different worlds on one song that seems to, I don't know, it just seems that it's not done all the time, So Johnny, he's more in the Luther, Teddy Pendergrass, the singer type of vocalist. And I'm with that smoother crooning, more Michael, Marvin Gaye-ish, Smokey, with that kind of vibe. When you come together on one song, you seem to get these styles that when they come together, they just bring an audience together that normally wouldn't listen to the, Johnny's fans wouldn't necessarily listen to a song of mine, and probably vice versa in some cases. But when we bring them together, we bring this whole collaboration of different music lovers that seem to enjoy it, man.
Well, have you guys ever thought about this, since you seem to work so well together as a team, and the group New Edition is kind of infamous for forming those in-group collaborations? Have the two of you ever thought about just going full out and doing a full album of duets and just driving the ladies crazy with some love songs together?
It's been brought up, and since the success of the Perfect, and now this is even more on the table now. Like, why not try that somewhere down the line? But Johnny's in full, he's right at the height of his new album. He's getting ready to release some more singles and stuff off of that. He's full of hit records, in my opinion.
Like I said, everyone's so excited about this single. There will be an entire album attached to this single, right? How soon can fans get their hands on that? I know you're still kind of tweaking it and working the final things out on it, but how soon can we bump it in our cars?
I would say, to be honest, going into 2021 to be more realistic, just because of the type of people I'm trying to bring together, the type of album I'm trying to do, the setup of it, working this song and finding the right follow-up for All Mine and make sure we got to keep that momentum going into the album. It's more of the focus right now to just really find that next record while I'm still putting together the album. So to me, until I hear it and I go, okay, that's done. That's that classic that I've been waiting to put together as a solo artist. And I'm going to keep on just recording, keep bringing different collabos in. We got everybody, all the heavyweights is in there from Jimmy Jam. We got Lewis, Tim Kelly from Tim and Bob. We got Faces dropping some songs on this. Prime Ignite.
You can't go wrong with Babyface.
Come on, man. You can't go wrong with none of those cats at the end of the day. Especially I've worked with them in the past. They know me. They know my strengths and weaknesses, and they know how to use my vocals. You know, they know how to use my voice in this way that they got to be a part of it. Plus, they're not doing a whole lot of records these days, so to put one together, I can get the best out of them. They can get the best out of me. It should be a classic album, man. So once I got that, I'm going to drop it.
Well, speaking of albums, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you came out first way back in 1987 with an album called, was it Living in the Dream?
Yep, Living in a Dream. Yeah.
But we never got to hear it. Why not?
It got shelved for the Heartbreak album. I put it on the shelf because I was asked by MCA Records at the time to go back in and just do one more record with New Edition. And then when I went in to do that album, I just never revisited. Never went back to the project, came out with the Sensitivity album, which was a completely different vibe, a completely different collection of producers and stuff. So I never got back to it, man. It was one of those things that I wish I had done because it was full of songs that I wrote. It was full of just more of my talent and what I thought I was able to do at that time, and I was going to be able to express myself more from around the way. It probably was closer to a cross between, you know, the Sensitivity album and Bobby's, you know, Don't Be Cruel album, which was a little bit more swing in it, a little bit more how Teddy was producing things and moving at the time prior to Teddy, you know, doing that sound. And so once I was getting ready to go back to it, the sound was saturated. Bobby was banging on the charts, you know, Guy and Teddy Riley, these guys was coming to the table with the vibe. Tony Terry was swinging. There was a lot of things that was out that had that flavor, so I didn't feel like it was that unique anymore. So I wanted to go back to the drawing board and put something together that I felt was just a little more unique. I like to do albums that's outside what's really going on, fits what was going on, but has its own uniqueness to it. So that's why I never went back to it. Although to me, it was one of my greatest projects. The one that got away to me that people should have heard.
Well, I know the pandemic has forced you to promote this record in a much different way. Have you begun to think about how you're going to get some live performances out to your fans? Have you been thinking about a creative way to come up with how to do that?
We have been. We're trying to figure out now how, you know, I want to do that uniquely as well. You know, a lot of people doing the green/blue screen thing, or they're sitting down with the camera in front of them. But I'm a performer. I like to perform and move. You know, I got a swag to how I perform things, and I want to be able to do that whole thing when I do it. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. But I will find, you know, it seems like it's boiling down to, you know, going and leasing out some sort of sound stage and do a few performances back to back, or at least have it open where I have cameras set up in there. When it's time to do a show, I can go in there and just knock it out. But me and Johnny right now have been trying to find a way to perform All Mine and make it unique and different. So we'll see how it might just be more of what you've been seeing at the end of the day, man, because it's hard.
We'll take it.
It's so hard getting everybody together now, between cameramen, the band, and all these in one room, and still worrying about COVID-19 and all this stuff, man. It's just tough. So we'll figure it out and bring it to the table for sure.
Well, we've got a few of your fans waiting in the wings to ask you a couple of questions. But before we get to them, I wanted to ask you about your fans. I know you guys have spent a lot of time on the road, and I know you've got a gazillion stories to tell from the road. Tell me, what is one of the craziest things a fan has done to get close to you, Ralph?
Oh my goodness, man, it's been so many different ones. But one time, a fan, when we first started coming out to California, dressed up as a maid, somehow and got in the room. Yeah, the guy in the room, I think I told this once before. I don't know if I even told this story, but I got in the room, I checked in, and they were already there. They was laying in my bed when I got in the room. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think I got the wrong room." And it was like, "Oh no, baby, you got the right room." Here we go. I slowly eased out with my bag. Let me go figure this out another way. But that was one of the craziest, man. That was kind of wild. We've had, like you said, there's a lot of stories, but that was one of the wildest.
Let's get some of these fans in here and see what they've got on their mind and what they want to find out from Ralph, all right?
Fan now.
All right, we have Felicia Biddle.
Hey.
Hey.
We
How
have,
are you?
I'm good, Mama. How you doing?
Good.
We have Diane Holmes.
Diane Holmes.
Diane.
Hey.
There you go.
And we've got one more coming in. We've got Preston coming in.
Okay.
There's Preston. Preston, say hello to Ralph Tresvant.
Hey, Ralph. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Preston? How you doing, bro?
Hey, man. Good to meet you.
I told Mr. Tresvant we had some fans waiting in the wings for him, and they wanted to ask a few questions. Felicia, let's start off. Well, let me ask you guys this. Felicia, what is your favorite Ralph Tresvant or New Edition song?
Still in love. Still in love with you. That is my song.
All right,
Yes.
Diane, what about you?
Yeah.
Lost in love, baby. Lost in love.
All right, Preston, you have a favorite?
Well, I'm going to say what me and my friends always do when we do karaoke. Can you stand the rain?
Can you stand the rain?
That was a hard question.
What's up, Johnny Gill?
You do the Johnny Gill part?
Yeah, I'm Johnny Gill.
That's what's up. Go ahead, man.
All right, Felicia, what's your question for Ralph?
Okay, so Ralph, what's the one thing that would surprise your fans about you? What's
What was surprising about me? No, that's a hard one. My fans know me pretty well. Throughout the year, I've been pretty much transparent with everything. So, in being almost 40 years in the game, I don't know if there's too many things I haven't mentioned, but like out here, my pastime is still stuck doing the things I grew up doing. Very isolated, and I do a lot of fishing and crabbing. And I'd like to go out in the woods and stay out there in the tents and stuff like that all the time. I kind of do that a lot. I don't think I share that a lot, but overall, I've been very transparent for the most part. I don't think I have anything that will really surprise them like that. Maybe it's coming. Maybe,
Felicia, did you know he was vegan?
No.
See, there you go. He's one of those crazy eaters.
That would surprise a lot of folks, I think. Yes.
About 5 years. If you've been inside the ride on my radio show, I'm pretty strong with letting people know that. So that's why that didn't come to my mind as something somebody wouldn't have known. But the last 3 years, I've been doing a radio show called Inside the Ride, which with Ralph Tresvant, and I share a lot of that. There's actually a day where we just talk about health and healthy eating and healthy habits, and exercise and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't think of that because that's something I felt like people might know about me.
Well, my hat is off to you. I tried it for 2 days and I couldn't last any longer.
It's a commitment.
When I first started, it was very tough, because it was times I just wanted to cry because I'd be at people's barbecues and stuff, and it's like, Mom, what am I gonna do? I got a bag full of avocados and bananas, and I'm like, this is all I got all day while they eating sausages and steaks and stuff. I'm like, oh.
And I need my bacon.
That was really one of the hard ones to let go of, man. And there's not really a good vegan substitute to it that gives you that same flavor and vibe to it. They have some that I've grown used to because over time it's all I got, but that was a tough one to get rid of. Bacon.
What's the good substitute for mac and cheese?
For mac and cheese, well, they have a veggie based macaroni, or it's based off of real plants. And with the cheese, that was challenging at first because the cheese we're used to milk based and all that stuff was kind of different to let go of, but they have alternatives to that where if the right person's making it, that you would actually not know the difference. It's almost becoming like some of the Beyond Meat products with certain burgers.
I tried the Burger King Impossible Burger and it was delicious, but I had them add bacon on it.
You cheated, JD.
I'm all wrong. I'm all wrong. All right, Diane, what is your question?
Okay, so I wanted to ask, back then, like, what was it like trying to have a relationship, like trying to have a girlfriend, you know, going from city to city? Because like it wasn't like we could just like Google and say who was Ralph Tresvant's girlfriend or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But to be completely honest with you, I thought I was the girlfriend. I really thought I was the girlfriend all these years. So I'm just curious about that, you know.
It was, you know, back then it was a little bit more easy to keep your personal life secret, you know, keep it away from the industry. Fortunately, when I grew up, I was with my childhood sweetheart for many, many years. And so we came to Orchard Park projects together. And I did interviews where I told people I had a girlfriend, but I was just able to keep it more personal, which is a lot of my life. A lot of my life when it comes to my children and my mom and my aunts and uncle, you know, my cousins, my personal family. I don't really talk much about it unless it's something that directly I have to address one of them because of what I'm talking about. But for the most part, just keeping it to yourself, you know, making the business be what it is. When I talk about business, I talk about business. That's about the records, the tours, whatever's going on as far as the entertainment industry, and separating that, my family life, my personal life as much as possible. That's how I was able to maintain healthy relationships for the most part, you know.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Well, just so you know, I thought you were singing to me in all the songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You were singing directly to me, and I always thought if he ever meets me, he's going to fall in love with me.
So you didn't give me a chance to put a ring on it.
She's single. Oh, I'm just loving it. Thank you.
All right, Preston, let's hear it from you, man.
Okay, well, right now is the pandemic, having everything like interviews like this being the new normal. I've really been getting a kick out of the top artists and legends like yourself who've been doing these versus battles. So my question, has anybody reached out to, well, we haven't seen any groups do it. So has anybody reached out to New Edition to say, hey, let's do a versus battle? And if so, who have they been saying the fan favorites would be? And what would be your opinion to be a best versus battle for another group?
You know, nothing officially, as far as I know. No official reach out from like Swiss or Timberland, anybody like that that's actually running the thing. But fans have asked about it, and different people. I've seen it come across my timeline. Like, if we was to do a versus, who would we do it with or against? And I hear a lot of them suggest like New Kids on the Block, or they would suggest Boys to Men or Guy, which are all good artists. They got great catalogs and good fan base. But my answer always been New Edition do a versus. We can do a versus in-house. We do a versus versus our team.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. That would be incredible.
Among yourself.
That would be incredible.
Yes. Yes, that would be great.
We got enough records between the six of us to make I think it would be fun. It would be really entertaining to see Bobby, Nani, BBD, and myself versus New Edition.
Gotta make it happen, man. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Speaking of having an in-house battle, I have to ask you this before we have to let you go. Just if you can reassure fans that New Edition has not disbanded, you are still a group, even though we don't see you together at this very moment. When will we see you back out on the road and maybe back in the studio? Can you give us an answer?
New Edition of brothers. We're brothers, man. It's a brotherhood for real. We have our ups, we have our downs, we have our disagreements, and we've had these since the Candy Girl days. We've always been able to maintain the mothership, you know, which we call it the base of it all. We were able to springboard off all that stuff because of New Edition. So at the foundation, we understand that that's what the core fans really want to see at the end of the day, and that's why they support all these individual projects.
Yes.
I think, or projects. So I think at the end of the day, we're talking now, trying to figure out a way to do it. I know more of them been on the phone, even more than me, because I've been working this new project, this new album. But they're on the phone quite often, and they're talking about ways to bring it back together and when and how. Because coming off of the Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony and the New Edition story being released, there was a big anticipation about an album and a run following that. That never happened. So our thing is to try to rebuild up that momentum and the desire to see the group the way that the kind of way it was during that time frame, and launch something after that. So who knows? Maybe 2021, 2022. We don't know. We just always come together. I just know that we always come together and work it out.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and stand in line now. Listen, before I say goodbye, I have to let you know that Candy Girl was the very first song I recorded off the radio when I was a kid. and New Edition was the very first concert I attended. But the next day, I hold you responsible for this, Ralph. The next day, I was in a bad car accident, and I hold you responsible for it. for that.
You don't put that in my heart like that. Come on.
It was John got you beat. I went to New Edition's very first tour, the Candy Girl tour.
Me too.
That doesn't make you a bigger fan. That just makes you old as hell.
Hey, I think I've seen them at least once every year since they first toured. At least
Me
once.
too.
Awesome.
Cool.
Me too. Maybe twice as an adult. I think I go twice a year as an adult.
Oh my God, bless y'all's hearts, man. I really appreciate all that love. I really, really do. You know,
well, Ralph, I know you have a busy schedule, and I think I have taken more than enough of your time. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, man. I enjoyed it. I hope to talk to you again, and I am bumping all mine in my car each time I sit behind the wheel, man.
Yes.
Anytime, my brother, you need me for whatever. I mean this. You reach out to me and let me know if I can be of any service for what you're doing over there, and I got you.
All right, y'all all heard that, right? Everybody heard
Yes,
that? Okay.
we heard it.
All right. Everybody, let's take... Say what?
It's been an honor. Thank you.
It has.
It has.
All right, everybody, let's say goodbye to Mr. Tresvant. Thank you so much,
Ralph.
Bye, Ralph.
Love you.
Love you, Ralph.